Good afternoon, students. Today we have our GK class. We have our GK class, and our topic today will be the leaders. We have not completed this part totally, fully. So we will complete these chapters, and also this fun time also we will know. And I'll give you short, not short, some important information regarding this chapter, regarding those leaders. It will be helpful for your future. So don't wait, we will not wait for too much. Let's get started. So here today we have in this chapter our inspiring leaders. Inspiring leader. We have started this chapter, but we still not completed. Now, who is leader? A leader can be anyone who heads and guides a group of people. Means he will be the one, and he is guiding the people. The people will follow him and will guide the people. A leader can be a leader of a country, of an army, of a company, or of a social movement. Okay, suppose as an example, Gandhiji. Gandhiji was the leader of the Quit India movement also. And other was there. And next what is we have? The work of the leader mentioned here have affected and changed the whole world. Means their work, their activity, their philosophy, it will change the world. So here is the leader, some great leaders. First of all, Barack Obama. He was the 44th United States president, who was the first African American president. So this is important. He was the first African American president, and he won 2009 Nobel Peace Prize award for his work to promote the cooperation between the people. So he was one of the greatest people. Now second one, it is Nelson Mandela. He was in prison for 27 years. Can you imagine 27 years of most of the whole life whole life he was spending in the jail. Served as the president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He fought for equality of the people, whether they are black or white. In Africa, black people, they are not getting too much opportunities. They are not equally treated. So he fought for them. He was sentenced to 27 years in the prison and was considered as a world famous political prisoner, and he was sentenced 27 years and 27 years in the prison, and he was a world famous political prisoners. Okay, there's some political prisoners and other prisoners are there, we will discuss later. So he was a political prisoner. Now second one, fought for the civil rights of African American people in USA. He fought for the civil rights, voting rights. Fought for the civil rights of the African American people in USA. In 1964, he received the Nobel Peace Prize for fighting against the racism or racial inequality through non-violence. He was a follower of non-violence, no fighting. Okay, and he is Martin Luther Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. So he is Martin Luther King Jr. Next is leader from Burma. Today Burma is called as Myanmar. It is called as Myanmar. She brought democracy. She brought the democracy to the country, to that country by opposing the military rules using the non-violent means. Again, she was the follower of non-violence. She had to remain in prison for many years of this. She was also sentenced prison. She also received the Nobel Prize. So she also get the Nobel Prize. And what is her name? Her name is Aung San Suu Kyi. Her name is Aung San Suu Kyi. And here is our most popular Indian president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was the 11th president of India from 2002 to 2007. Most popular president. He was a scientist initially. First of all, he was a scientist and contributed to the development of missiles. He was related to missile, and thus he is known as the missile man of India. He is also related to the DRDO. He inspired young people to pursue their dreams and reach their goals. So he always inspired the people. So many programs he was there, and he he inspired young people how you can get your dream achievement. In a story in social media, I was just watching that. And what was there? APJ Abdul Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he want to be a fighter pilot, but because of his knee problem, he was not in the army. So when he was the president, he president is the first person of our country. So when he was the president, he asked the military, the military, not military, the Air Force chief, that can you teach me how to fly a plane, fighter plane? Then the army chief told, yes, I can teach you. So that time it was not possible, but when he was the president, it was possible. So always go after your dream, and dream should be one. Dream should be the unique, and you have to be stick on that path. You have to be straight. You have to be stick. May your path will divert it, but you will reach the goal if your goal is there. If your goal is there, you will reach that area. So he inspired so many young generations. Now we have here a nun, a Catholic nun. Her name is Mother Teresa. He is from Calcutta. He served poor, homeless, and abandoned and sick people through her organization, the Missionaries of Charity. Thousands of her followers served the poor in more than 100 countries. She received the Nobel Prize in the year 1979 and was canonized. Canonized means recognized by the church as saint in 2016. Okay, so her name is Mother Teresa. Now, number 7, most common and one of the most familiar faces, Malala Yousafzai. She is the youngest one to own the Nobel Prize. A young Pakistani girl who become a champion for education. He fought for the education of women. She was injured, not it actually injured. She has been shooted by an extremist group in her region where education for women was banned. She was shooted there, but she did not stop. She continued her journey, and she is the youngest person to receive the Nobel Prize. In that same year, from India, also one person, Kailash Satyarthi, he also get the Nobel Peace Prize award. That year, Pakistan and India, both of these countries, they received the Nobel Prize, Peace Prize award. So here it is the greatest leaders. Now fun time. Here, Buddhist spiritual leader, most famous name, Dalai Lama. So Dalai Lama, and there are some here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are the clues, names, and there is the option, country options. So first one, Dalai Lama. He will be from Tibet. Next one, first president and one of the founders of his country. He is George Washington. He is from USA. Now number 3, greatest military leader of all time, Alexander the Great. He is from Greece. Now number 4, ruler of the great Mauryan Empire, the Ashoka the Great, who is known as Dharmasok, also Chandasok. He is from India. He's from India. He's Indian history. Now led his country during World War II. He is Winston Churchill. He is from England. And the last one, queen of her country, Cleopatra, most famous name, Cleopatra. She is from Egypt. She is from which country? Egypt. Here is some information. Nelson Mandela shared the Nobel Peace Prize with the President Frederick William de Klerk of South Africa. So here Nelson Mandela, this person, shared the Nobel Prize with whom? With Frederick William de Klerk of South Africa, the same man who released him from prison. This man who released him from prison. This was significant. It was very much significant. Why? They worked together to bring an end to the country's system of racial segregation through the democratic ways. So both of them, not only Nelson Mandela, Frederick William de Klerk of South Africa, both of them work together to bring an end to the country's system of racial segregation through the democratic ways. So this is your lesson for today. Hope you enjoy the lesson, and read this very much carefully. Okay, thank you so much.